and turned around to me. He goes, "Darling, welcome to
Yeah.
LA." And I was just like,
Like,
the fuck?
whoa!
Lights, camera, let's have some fun. It's time for Justin Hill plus one.
This is Justin Hill plus one, and let's see who is RSVPing in the VIP lounge today. From Tina Arena, Unravel Me, it is the incredible woman herself, the one and only Tina Arena. Now, before we cross to Tina, for anyone living under a rock, Tina Arena Unravel Me is an intimate documentary celebrating 5 decades of the Australian musician's career. Now, this film weaves archival footage with commentary from people all throughout Tina's career, delivering an unfiltered look into her artistic evolution, her creative independence, and her enduring fan bond. I was lucky enough to catch up with Tina where she opened up about why her connection with her gay fans means so much to her after all these years, and we struck a bargain or two. Check it out. Tina Arena, my gay little heart is doing leaps and bounds this morning to talk to you. I'm sure you're going to hear this the entire press tour that you do, but you mean so much to us. And I can't even tell you, like, watching this film and just getting a glimpse inside of your life was incredibly, incredibly special. And my first question to you is, please, may I borrow the red corset outfit from your photo shoot that you did with George Anthony because it is fabulous and I want it and I must have it now.
Oh my God, you're funny, Justin. He's so sweet. He's a sweetheart. I've loved
He's
working with George. Like, just really loved it.
I can kind of tell that, like, this is what I see when I watch this biopic, right? Is that when you work with someone that your soul kind of like aligns with, your face lights up and it becomes electric. And it's so funny because there are so many moments throughout this film where I as a fan can see that and I think to myself, this person is lucky because they are getting like that dual soul moment with Tina Arena, which most of us would just scream for. And so yeah, it's just incredible. And I think I wanted to talk to you about this moment that you discuss about doing your final performance on Young Talent Time, and you talk about this power and where it came from and how, you were unsure about where you sourced it from. But I'm sure you're aware of this, but like throughout different points in the film, there are moments where you tap into that power again. And it's like when you were writing the song at the songwriting trip and you performed it in front of that group. But do you now know where that comes from because of, I don't want to give it away, but how you finish the film and the final line that you give us? Do you think now that you understand where the power of your incredible talent comes from?
Justin, it's hard because, we've grown up in a country here. I'm Italian, Justin, so I have a
Mm,
very, very different sensibility. And I think
hmm.
what I've realized very clearly now at nearly 59 years of age is I understand why I've had struggles. And
Yeah.
those struggles are because I have a really different approach and the way I feel things very differently and on a very deep level. I
Mm,
recognized
mm,
very early on that you are the sum of what you choose to surround yourself with.
hmm.
Right. So the reason why Georges and I really get along very well is because we're very like-minded people. There's a
Yeah.
purity there that is what is our guiding force, right? So we're
Mhm.
trying really hard to not allow other people's negativity to pierce
Yeah.
our force field because that's a really thing.
Yeah.
We're not, Australians aren't inherently spiritual. I am.
Mm,
But
hmm, hmm.
spiritual in the true sense of the word, meaning that, again, I'm a descendant of the Roman Empire. I'm not a descendant of the British Empire. I grew up in Australia and I feel very privileged to have grown up here because had I grown up in Sicily, my mum and dad's village, I wouldn't be having the life that I have. And I
Right.
know that, Justin. I'm aware of it.
Mm,
But my sensibility was really what was very different from the get-go. And the reason why I smile now is because I spend a lot of time curating who I want to collaborate with because
Mm,
art is art. And if I bring someone on board, it's because I trust them in their gift and
yes.
what it is that they're going to contribute. I'm not there to micromanage them. I want them to flourish and just be magnificent and to feel free.
Uh,
So that's something that's really important to me because unless you have that perspective, I don't think you'll ever get the best out of someone. I don't think you get the best out of someone with a gun to their head.
No. And it's such a powerful moment when you say that in the film. You say, I am going to choose who I want to work with and who I surround myself with. And I think as the viewer, we feel that shift in your life, in your career when that happens. Um, I want to talk to you about because I thought it was hilarious when you said you were walking down the gay area and I think it was Santa Monica and someone said great leaps and great tits, who did them? And I just screamed at the
First
screen.
thing,
I'm
no, that's
I'm
no joke.
assuming
That's no joke. They were the first
I'm
things
assuming
that
that
was,
came from a gay man because
yeah,
like we
of
would
course.
just yeah.
Yeah. Like looked at me and
Yeah.
went, "Oh my God, who did your lips and tits?" And I looked at my manager,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, who's gay, and,
Yeah.
and Jeffrey just absolutely burst out into laughter and turned around to me. He goes, "Darling, welcome to
Yeah.
LA." And I was just like,
Like,
"The fuck,
woo! What a welcome. I just wanted to say that very
fantastic."
briefly. You have always been there for us. And I think that when you were talking about chains and discussing the meaning behind the words, I found it so beautiful that, like, I understood what it meant for you. My God, you have had an impact on my community and people like me in our lives. And we just, like, we get strength from your songs. And I tell you what, there's no, you can't stop me when I've got my extension cord microphone and I'm singing baby, baby. Like there's nothing. You cannot stop me. I am unstoppable. Like I
Good,
could plow through a wall when I'm singing that
good.
song.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to talk to you about was my one of my favorite scenes was you and your family sitting around a table and eating. And I know that you have such a beautiful heritage and this for me was probably like the most perfect image of who Tina Arena, or as we know, Pina, who you
Mm,
are at home and what's important to you, and having those people, like you say, in your circle, in your bubble, and putting your arms around them. Is
mm.
that kind of the message you want to send out to your fans that come to my table, come and join me, come and share in my food and listen to my story?
Everyone's always been welcome at my table, Justin. It's not,
Hmm.
I didn't need to demonstrate having dinner and cooking dinner for my family, for my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephew, my ex-partner, Vince, the father of our son.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we're not together and haven't been together for years. And, we went through a tough time, but we worked through it because
yeah,
ultimately it's
yeah.
not about us, it's about our son and what we
And also
represent.
say Gabe is such an Aussie too. He's such a larrikin. Oh my God, that you have just like I was laughing and laughing watching
Oh,
that
he's
video of
he's
him.
he's an absolute pisser
Oh,
kid. He's a classic. And he's not the only one, my niece as well. They're funny, funny young adults,
yeah.
great senses of humor. Um, My family are the reason why I'm still alive, Justin. My mum and dad, my sisters, even my ex, who's,
Yeah.
he's a champ, my son, my
Yeah.
brother-in-laws, my sisters are amazing. My inner sanctum is amazing.
Yeah.
They're just
Isn't
good
that a
people, Justin.
this is all that I think us fans want for you is that your inner Sam is amazing. And it really warms my heart to hear you say that. And there's only one thing I want to ask from you, and you said this in the film, is that you are never to put that microphone down. Don't you ever do that. Like I'm telling you, this is a verbal contract between you and
Oh,
I, Tina Arena. You
yeah.
never ever put that microphone down, okay? Because you are changing people's lives with your gift. And I think this film is going to just enrich people to see your story. And all I can say is thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being there throughout our lives and being the soundtrack to our lives. It means so much. And just, I really appreciate your time today. It's just been
But
an absolute
Justin,
pleasure.
I've always had an incredible support from the gay community. I've always, I think I just ultimately just want people to be happy, hun, and to try and not
Yeah.
buy into the complexities of the bullshit that we're exposed to.
Huh.
As if, I'll be 60 years old next year. And I think the thing that I've learned growing up in the public eye is what you see is not necessarily what is, right?
No.
And the best thing that you can do is to just live your life as truthfully as you can
Mhm.
and not sit there and be preoccupied about what others think. Have very uncomfortable conversations because that's how you
Mm.
ultimately, that is how we progress.
Oh,
Simple,
absolutely.
right?
Simple as that.
We don't have to agree with everything. We can agree to disagree and still respect one another. Whether that's about
Absolutely.
love, whether that's about life, whether that's about politics. One thing I do understand, having grown up in the media, remember I got 50 years under my belt. I think
Hmm.
I've learned something. Don't buy into the bullshit. Community must not buy into the bullshit. What you need to do is you need to be there for one another. That's all. And to help the community at large. And the only way you can ever do that, if you see people are struggling and they don't understand you, to sit there and take the time to just have a conversation with somebody and go, look, this is who I am and I'm okay
Yeah.
with it.
And I can't even explain to you how much it means to me to talk to you today. I will be listening back to this interview forever to come. Tina Arena, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you to you, darling. Thanks to everyone for
Mm.
listening. Take
Thank
care,
you
hon.
so much.
Mhm.
Team.
Justin.
Bye.
Bye, sweetheart.
Well, you witnessed it. Tina said I could borrow her outfit, I think, and that she will not put that microphone down. You're all witnesses, I have to say that. That is it for this episode of Justin Hill Plus One. A massive thank you to Tina Arena for being my plus one today. Do yourself a favour and make sure you check out Tina Arena Unravel Me. It is out in cinemas across Australia from August 27. Now, if you want a front row seat to the biggest names in the business and all of that red carpet action that I promise you just will not get anywhere else, get your permanent VIP pass by subscribing and following so you never miss an episode. Why don't you drop me a review? Let me know in the comments who you think my next plus one should be. And until next time, stay gorgeous and remember your name is always on the guest list.